The story of King Von. Davon Daquan Bennett, more commonly known as King Von, was an American rapper born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, which is sometimes referred to as Chirac for its similarities to Iraq in its murder rate and extremely high levels of gun violence. He was born on the south side of Chicago and was raised in the Parkway Gardens projects, more commonly known as O Block. It's located at the corner of 64th and Martin Luther King Drive and is also sometimes referred to as 300. Von grew up around other famous artists from O Block such as Chief Keef and was childhood friends with rapper Lildurk, who wasn't from O Block but was always closely affiliated with its members. Growing up, Von was allegedly a member of the Black Disciples, or BDs, street gang, and was given the nickname Grandson because, when I was in jail, I reminded people of King David. King David is referring to David Barksdale, the founder of the Black Disciples. He explained that in jail people said he reminded them of the gang leader in how he handled himself in the streets, and also mentioned that people told him they shared a similar demeanor as well. Von had a lengthy criminal history and had many run-ins with the law starting at an early age. He went to jail for the first time at only 16 and was arrested for unlawful possession of a firearm 2 years later. He also is alleged to have put in a lot of work for the gang and is rumored to have killed 4 to 5 people. On April 11, 2014, 17-year-old Jakira K.I. Barnes, an alleged member of the GDs, and 2 other people she was standing with were killed by an unknown man, wearing a gray hoodie and blue jeans. Von would later be questioned for her death but was never charged. It would later be revealed by police that witnesses stated Von was the shooter, but apparently, they did not have enough evidence to charge him with her death. Barnes was apparently always a good student in school but grew up around gang violence. She would mock her rivals on social media and began to grow a following for it. After her brother, Tyquan Tyler, was killed back in 2012, she apparently became ruthless and sought revenge for his death. She was allegedly responsible for multiple deaths and was in over 20 different shootings, though her mother later said that when she asked Jakira about the rumors she was hearing about her daughter, she denied them. On July 24, 2014, Von and his friend, Big Mike, were at a house party, where they ran into a rival gang member named Malcolm Stuckey. Stuckey was a member of the Gangster Disciples, or GDs, a gang notorious for their violent history with the rival BDs. Stuckey and another man were allegedly giving rude looks in Von's direction, and Von was not having the disrespect. He left the party with Big Mike and allegedly grabbed a .40 Smith & Wesson, and returned to the party, shooting at Stuckey and the other man who was standing outside, killing Stuckey and wounding the other man. Big Mike agreed to testify against Von and gave a statement to police, explaining that he and Von allegedly hopped out of the car and chased them down. Mike apparently shot one of the men in the foot, and Von allegedly shot the other in the face, breaking his jaw. Big Mike changed his mind and decided not to testify in court, and other witnesses didn't show up. And ultimately, Mike was sentenced to 28 years for aggravated battery with a firearm, while Von was acquitted of all charges. Although Big Mike decided not to testify in court, the statement he did provide to police made them very suspicious of Von, and labeled Mike a snitch in the gang. Big Mike happened to be the brother of another rapper from Chicago named Wooski. Wooski grew up in O Block, but at some point started to hang out with their rivals in STL, EBT, which is an alliance that consists of 2 sets of GDs, named St. Lawrence and E Block territory. The 2 blocks sit right next to each other and only a block away from O Block, and because of this, they formed an alliance against O Block and multiple other rival gangs decades ago. Wooski eventually had to move out of O Block after he allegedly shot and killed a BD from O Block when he was 12. After leaving O Block, he moved into STL, EBT, and quickly became close with fellow GD rappers, such as FBG Duck, Lil J, and Lil Jojo. Wooski and Von had a ruthless, public feud against each other for years on Twitter. They went back and forth mocking fallen gang members, and taunting each other, asking who will die first. In October 2018, Wooski was attending a funeral for his friend, Dusky Da Man, and decided to step outside to smoke a cigarette. Upon leaving the church, he was met with a hail of Draco gunshots and was struck in the head. He was rushed to the hospital and into emergency surgery, and eventually pulled through. Like and subscribe for more.